Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button, get that bell notification on so you don't miss out on the next episode of Brockton County, an Ontario-themed city. And make sure to hit the like button. The like button helps the channel a lot. Hope you're having a great day today. And we've got a lot on the tap today. We are going to start the episode off by building a Little League tournament destination. My idea behind this is, well, we kind of built a public sports complex earlier in the week, and I kind of set it aside for a little bit because I wanted to push for some other things. But I feel like getting like a complex of baseball diamonds would be really cool. I played baseball growing up, and there was always these really awesome towns in Ontario that we'd go to that had like a couple diamonds all packed together, and it was such a blast. So I want to kind of replicate that a bit. But I want to kind of go off of a vibe that I got at a couple of stadiums, a couple areas in Orillia, Ontario, and Barrie, Ontario. So not exactly the same area that we're kind of theming this at, but the same province. And I'm sure that there are places like this in the area where we're kind of going. If you're new to the channel, we're kind of theming the city off of somewhere in between Toronto and Kingston along the 401. And in Ontario, but that's what we're gonna start off with today, and then we're gonna kind of fill in some gaps that we've left behind, kind of like this. We're behind the fire hall there. You know, it's a bit there should be something there, you know. So that's what we're gonna start off today with, and let's hop into it. So yeah, you see like there's some gaps right here, over here, over down in here, you know. So I kind of want to just fill in the gaps a bit. But I really want to focus on getting the baseball diamonds over here. Plus, we're almost at a big city, which is pretty great because I don't feel like the town's that big. And we also unlock a new tile, even though we are using the 81 tiles mod for the series. I'm kind of using this as like a marker that I can start like doing another thing somewhere else in the city. So, for example, I'm not saying this is what we're going to do, but oh, sorry, we're going to unlock these too, which is nice. But for example, this is oil, this is ore. So maybe we'll kind of hop over the river and do an ore industry or something like that, you know? But this is kind of what we're doing. Every time we've unlocked a new tile, I've kind of started a new section. So yeah, anyways. So this is kind of like Oriental Street. This needs to change. We'll call this... Let's think right off the top of my head right now. Oh, geez. Okay. Let's call it Maple Leaf Avenue. Or road, I guess. No particular reason, but Maple Leaf, you know, it's the symbol of the Canadian flag. That's also a pretty big hockey team in Canada. Well, it's in Toronto. Anyway, so let's hop into this. So first things first. We are going to use the parking lot. And why am I going to use the parking lot? Well, I kind of want to set a parking lot. Well, that's not a parking lot. I want to set a parking lot kind of in this section here. And this is going to be like the parking for the baseball diamonds themselves. But I'm kind of realizing now that what I should do first is find the size of the baseball diamonds themselves. So let's find the baseball diamond asset. Which, here we are. Perfect. Okay, so this is a great spot for this one. I think I'm going to leave a bit of a space here because maybe we'll get like a pathway around it. Then I'm also going to put another one right here, but I'm going to leave it like this for now. Oops, sorry. I'm actually going to scooch it down a bit. That's probably good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a road. We're just going to use the dirt roads for now. And I'm just going to draw this out from here. That's not a dirt road. And I'm going to need to do a bit of finagling here to get this exactly the way I want it. But I think that's okay. So I'm going to do this. Hop it around like that. What I'm going to try to do is I'm trying to get all the fields to face the same direction here. Okay. And we're going to need to go back to the roads here. actually don't think this is even here either. Alright, well. Okay, whoa. Rethink the game plan here really quickly. Just make sure these are dirt roads. I'm going to use the snapping here just to make sure that they're all at the right places. We're going to be good right here. And then we also need a fourth diamond here. So we could use the movement mod just to kind of copy them, but I'd rather do this a bit more vanilla. Alright, so I'm just placing them in right now, and I want to get these in here like that, because we need to turn it around. I think now we can turn it around. Oh no, we still need to go around the diamond a bit. Just do this. It's going to be a bit tricky to get this exactly right, and I'm excited about that. Okay, so we still need a road over here, silly me. Just connect up like that. And we are a bit off here. So anyways, let's just move this one. I don't think it matters if they're a bit off the center. Okay, so I'm just going to use the move it mod now that we have this in place. I'm just going to pull them in because I think I was 1 unit off those roads. And these shouldn't stay roads. These are going to be park roads. This was just to kind of line it up. And yeah, this seems pretty good. All right, so now that we have this in place, I need to make sure that we maintain roadways on the outside of all this. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to use, you know, the dirt roads could work, but I think I would rather use just the basic street. We could also use parking. We could also use the industrial road. It's a bit more friendly to just kind of being a bit random. Basic. I don't know if random was the right word, but alright, I think I need to stop using anarchy here because I'm going through the diamonds here. Alright, so we're going to go right down to here, and we're going to just need to connect up momentarily, and this is perfect. Okay, I'm going to remove that, and the reason why I wanted to get something out here is because the diamond needs to connect to something, and there's parking over here. Gotta have parking for the diamond, but we're gonna make a bit more of like a larger parking area as well. All right, so that means that the diamond here can connect too. I'm gonna have to use the move it mod a bit more than I was hoping to, unfortunately. Because I just want to make sure that they all connect to the road. Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna have to use the. I want to make sure that this stays straight. There we go. All right. Whoa, pressing the wrong buttons. And you know what? We didn't even need to keep that. Anyways, we'll also delete that. And we just need to make sure that we get right along the road here. Alright, so I guess I could just pull the diamond back, but we just line them up perfectly, and I don't want to mess with that again. Alright, then I'm going to just click this node, hold Alt down, and just shift it around until I make sure that that green line is straight the entire way. Because Maple Leaf Road needs to be completely its own thing. We're also going to leave parking on here, mainly because I feel like street parking around this type of area is pretty important. We could also kind of cheese this and put some park gates around here, but we're not going to do that. Looks like I'm going to have to move these two back a bit. So I'm just going to shift this back until that connects And in order to maintain symmetry, I'm gonna have to shift this one back a bit until that would theoretically connect as well. But that's fine. All right, so now that we have that in place, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go into the parks here. Not the parks, the pathways here. I think I'm gonna use the normal park path. I mean, something cool like the amusement park path would be interesting, or the zoo path. I think the normal park path would be best in this situation. All right, so I'm just gonna use move it right away and hold Alt down just to connect them up really smoothly. It's really important that we get this exact, and I am second guessing Walter Chapman Street here being an industrial road. I think a better road than this is just like an access road to the back of these diamonds for these cars. I'm not planning anything else over there at the moment, so perhaps we do just stick with the normal road then. Oh darn. Oh, we're gonna lose this one too. What a waste of time. Okay, anyways. Let's just start back up, pretend nothing happened. Alright, so now that we got that in place, I'm going to turn road guidelines off for this part now. Or all guidelines off, because I want to go right down the middle here. And unfortunately with snapping on, I don't want snapping. Okay, maybe I do. And I'm just going to place that in, and then I'm going to just move it over with Alt. So the reason why I'm holding Alt down is that I'm maintaining that green line, and that's kind of securing the fact that this is a straight little section here. All right, and then we're gonna come back over here, do the same thing. And then I'm going to have to use move it. I'm gonna hold this one down this time. Just gonna hold Alt, make sure it's straight, scooch it down all the way. Then I'm gonna do the same thing for this side. Okay, so we kind of have the this center pathway here, and I think this is gonna work out fantastically. I mean, look, already it looks really good. We can also just get a pathway right here connecting up, which is what I was hoping for, and I think we'll make this one actually a tree lined one. I'm gonna just line that up right here. I'm gonna hold Alt down. Whoa, okay, maybe not. Don't hold Alt down. And pretty much just make that like a straight road. Yeah, I think that turned out pretty nicely. Okay, so ideally, we're gonna need a parking section for this area, and I think what I'm gonna do is put the parking. Perhaps we get the parking somewhere else. Perhaps we should have thought a bit more about. I should have thought more about what we're gonna put in this section, because that'll kind of determine where we're going to put the parking lot. I'm kind of thinking this is going to be the best spot for it, but I like how there's already trees with this asset. I was hoping that there might be a bit of space where we could put a park bathroom, but perhaps we save that for a bit of a zone for this. What we could also do is we already have soccer fields, which is nice, but you know, a third soccer field might be nice because, say, there's a soccer tournament here, right? But perhaps we look at other sporting opportunities we have. We've got stables, we got beach volleyball. I mean, the beach volleyball, it's a cool idea. I just don't like the asset. We got the tennis club. Ooh, that's actually a good idea, but I think this type of tennis club would be somewhere else other than that. We have public tennis already, and we do have volleyball courts, but they're pretty small, and I feel like they should be somewhere else. Ooh, we could even probably squeeze that right here. No, won't let us. Okay, so we've already got that. We do have golf assets, like this driving range and stuff like that, but we'll save that for another dedicated episode. Quite a ways away. I don't think we're there yet. A dog park could be nice over here as well, actually. But I want to find a bigger asset that we're going to kind of use for this space. We could... Let's see, there's nothing really there that's kind of calling my name. We got this asset, which is kind of nice. It's the park maintenance building. It really doesn't cost that much to maintain, and it's a really big benefit to the city to have this in. This is kind of a good spot for it though, because it kind of does fill in the space a bit. It's kind of the end of the city here. It's also really, but I like kind of using these in a bit more rural sense, like they're like a repurposed farmhouse. So we're gonna save that for now. So let's just look in the unique buildings section. And we do have this asset, the winter market. It's not winter, but in the winter, it could be really nice to have a spot like this out here. It's kind of like a community destination, right? But we probably, it doesn't make sense to have this thematically at this time. So there's also, ooh, the hockey arena. This is a good idea. So we have, this is an asset that I imported from the Snowfall DLC. Imported from the Snowfall DLC, exact same stats. That was just me. It is really expensive. I didn't change anything. I just imported it from the workshop. Now this is something that could be really good right here, and it would make sense to have a lot more parking and stuff like that. So the hockey arena, yeah, you know what? I think this is going to work out great right here. You often see, thinking of Peterborough, the Peterborough Pizza Arena is like right in the middle of a suburb. And I think that just makes sense to have that here. All right, so in order to have this here then, I think what we'll do is use this 4-lane road here, and we'll just upgrade. Oops. We'll just upgrade this whole road with 4 lanes, so that there's a dedicated turn lane into this section here. And you know what? We might as well just, I don't know, though I want this to be a bit more quiet, right? Perhaps we just have 4 lanes up to here then? Think about that. But this is the asset from the Snowfall DLC. If you have the PC version of the game, just go into the content creator and you can find any winter DLCs and you can import them very simply. I was surprised about how simple it was into any of your maps. So I was really disappointed that the hockey arena wasn't available. And this is a really cool asset, wow. So it does attract tourists. Oh, it's not operating. I wonder if I can just turn it off then. Or maybe it wasn't operating because we've barely played. But also has spawn points. I don't think... I was thinking maybe we could rotate it around and have the spawn point out this way. We already have a road over here, so why don't we connect up right here with that then. Let's make sure guidelines are back on. And we have a great opportunity to have some parking over here now. All right, so this asset right here, it has a really cool section right there. I think this is the direction you'd want to have it. Yeah. I'm just thinking if I should rotate it or not. These look like doors here. So perhaps if I rotate it this way, then those doors are on there, but then the darn thing is on the main road. That's okay, right? Because we're gonna have parking behind it. Ah, no, okay, we'll leave it. Yeah, so it doesn't seem to be operating. I'm gonna throw it on 3 speed, so maybe that's why you don't import things from the Snowfall DLC. People are using it. But are they just parking there? We'll let it go for a little while. We are making money still, and we'll get that parking lot in as well. Okay, so for the parking lot, we're gonna go into here, And we're going to pull this one out, and we'll turn guidelines off. And all I'm going to do is really just kind of square the circle and plop it down right there. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're just going to pop it in right there. We're going to pop this one in right there. Then we're going to use the move it mod, and we're just going to hold Alt down, and we're just going to scooch it over a bit because that is going to straighten it out. Perfect. So you notice how that snapped in right here on Lewis Street. All right, so it is glitchy a bit, so that's telling me that we should probably select both these nodes here, hold Alt down. Oh, don't hold Alt down. Okay, scratch that, and just pull it back a bit. I'm also just going to just select this one and readjust the angle of the two. There we go. We don't have any glitching anymore, and it still looks good with the hockey arena. Thinking if I pull this out a bit. No. Okay, so we're gonna use the surface painter here. Ooh, that's not the surface painter. Just gonna fill this in with concrete. Kind of curious if we can get it to kind of look nice here, because sometimes with the surface painter it doesn't look that great. So I'm glad we got that to look nice. And then we're just going to detail around here really briefly, with a couple trees. All right. Then we're going to get a bit of a park here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use. Oh, you know what? I should just finish this off first. Okay. So I think thematically this would be like an OHL team. Brockton's OHL team. I wasn't really planning on putting a hockey arena down for a little while, but it just worked out perfectly. All right, so now we got that in place. We can plop in this asset right here. Get some handicap parking. We'll get some electric vehicle parking over here. If you're new to the channel, these assets are the bane of my existence. I can never seem to get them to line up perfectly. But I'm actually pretty happy with how this has turned out so far. Don't want to jinx it. Alright, so I'm just going to throw down one more of these, and we'll say the rest is motorcycle parking or something. Alright, and then we'll do the same thing, just like this. Alright, yeah, that turned out pretty good. So we got a little league stadium. Ooh, we need water out this way. We'll just bring it right down here. And we'll just bring this down here. Yeah, that turned out really nice. Holy cow. I'm happy with that. And with this hockey arena here, the plan here, so you see how there's like a thing, like a section right there? So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use the park road here. I'm going to just do this, and I'm going to kind of treat it like it's an access road. I mean, it has benches, doesn't it? Well, it's an access road with benches. So we'll just do that, and then we can kind of make this a bit of a walking path, I guess. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of... Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, we'll just make it concrete then. Alright. And unfortunately it's going to be a bit off, but that's fine. So we'll do that. So it's a bit of a walking path for people to use. And then we'll just fill in the rest with some trees. Yeah, that turned out pretty nicely. So we just need to do one more thing here, and that is to get a bit of a... I mean, we might as well just make a little park here, though. I just wanted to get some washrooms in here and stuff like that. But this asset might work now. Not really. Okay. So, you know what? We are going to make a park. Maybe not. Should we do it today? Just going to turn guidelines back on here. Oops. I think it's too perfect to not kind of have a bit of a park in this section. So this is maintaining our grid. And we could just use this as a park right in this little section here. But perhaps we save that because we have been doing a lot over here right now, and I wanted to start filling in some sections of it. So let's take this, we'll make this commercial, and then we'll throw residential behind it. Same with the same theme that we've been kind of working on for a very long time now. And what I want to do is just make sure that zoning is not allowed on these roads here. And then there's also this. I think this should be an asymmetrical road. We are going to go with a 3+2 right here. That is a 4. Do not need it for. There we go. And we should also look at the signals here. So what I'm going to do here is just give it a yield sign. Should this be a light? Nah, let's make it not a light. We'll make this one a light. Yeah, this turned out pretty cool. Okay, and this is going to be a park here. Zoning adjuster, where is that again? It's right here. Okay, so I'm going to say no zoning on that road and no zoning over here. Heck. There we go. And alright, so let's just look at filling this in then. I think that could... Yeah, I think this would be a residential section. And we'll leave this space open. Alright, that's in there. This will be commercial. And then residential all in here. We might actually hit 17,000, I think. We'll see. I think we're going to change things up here. So this is High Street East. I don't think we're going to have zoning on High Street East right here. I know it doesn't look like anything's happening, but the houses will reflect that change if we do that. We'll get some commercial right here though, because that will actually be on High Street. And then we'll get commercial here too. And just to fill in the last bit there, we're saving this for a detailing episode. Yeah, this is going to look pretty nice. So we're missing some workers here, and that's because we are kind of filling in some demand at the moment. Yep, it filled in. And let's get residents there. And let's also look at filling in the zoning out over this way. So there is a bit of a grade. That's fine. I think what we can do though is you can use these 1 unit roads, and they can kind of act as like a bit of an alley. We go right to here on a bit of an angle following the highway. It's pretty cool. And then what we'll do is we'll take the zoning adjuster and we'll just unzone that so that we can get some residential right through here. And we might as well get some housing over here too. Okay, so we'll let that all fill in. And we also have potential over here then, don't we? Okay, let's go back to the zoning adjuster. I don't want zoning here. Here we go, that worked. And then we will get houses right up to here. And it looks like I still have potential for zoning right here. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna pull these by holding Alt out so that the sidewalks connect. Here we go, look at that. Fill that in just like that. I don't think there should be that big of houses over there. And we won't get houses right there, but on this side we will. Okay, it's gonna be a bit loud, but I think we just need to upgrade that with sound barriers, and we'll do that next episode. We'll do like a half traffic episode, and we'll build a park in here, and we'll kind of fill in the rest of the zoning in Pakenhampton, because we are really coming close to the part in the series where we should look at expanding into high density sections, and maybe even some other cool aspects or cool things in the game as well. Okay, so yeah, that worked. I didn't manage to fill in everything that I was looking to do, but that is okay because we didn't touch this area. Perhaps we can briefly look at some other sections that are little gaps. I think we'll save this for a detailing episode. We'll make a bit of a park there. Ooh, let's do that. Perfect. Let's see. So I'm just gonna turn this zoning back on. Yeah, so I mean, we already didn't put a house there. Perhaps we can get a bit of a corner store there. Okay, yeah, I think we'll just leave that. Let's look at Batherston here. Or Batherston West, I guess. Let's say no zoning here. And then we'll fill in the gaps with some of these 1U alleys that we were talking about before. This can be like someone's garage road, an access road, kind of. Let's pull that in like that. Plus this will also work for that bus stop there. And then we'll just come back over with a zoning adjuster, and I just want to rezone that like so. And then we will fill this in right there. I think we'll just get one house like that if it'll cooperate. But I think that kind of works for that section. Come back over here during the detailing episode as well. And this is pretty steep here, isn't it? So I think what we'll do is we'll just look at filling this section in with some commercial. We'll leave that. And we will end today's episode there. So we filled in some gaps, and we built a Little Leagues park with our hockey arena. So I think what I'll do is I'll just put it in a free camera like this, and let's try to find a good angle with the hockey arena. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, let's see if it's actually working. It is working. Okay, so we will attract some tourists here, but it is costing us a lot of money. So perhaps I'll think about it. I'll leave it on for now. If we have to turn it off, we'll just turn it off later, because it is a lot. Look at that. The cars are kind of glitching over the side there. Okay, well, good thing we looked at that. I'm just gonna scooch it down then. They're still a bit too long. That's better. Okay. Hope you had a wonderful time, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.